Today, I'm reviewing the SMSL DS200 budget DAC and headphone amplifier. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews, and check out the DS200 there. First of all, it's pretty small, hey? It literally fits in the palm of my hand, but it's got this funky kind of cyberpunk futuristic styling, which you'll either love or hate. Personally, I like it. And this seems to be a bit of a trend at the moment. Like recently we had the DNA Alpha Pro, which sort of had a similar aesthetic. We had that Dunu Braindance IEM. There's another one, new brand, coming soon that will be featured on this channel as well. And hint, hint, surprise, surprise, it looks a little bit similar to this as well. But let's get into the details. So the price of the DS200 is $109 US. And this thing is part of SML's new lineup. They have sort of a subsidiary or little baby brand going on within, and it's called Lin Lin Lin. So, and this is the first product from that range. Right, so it's $109. Obviously, it's a budget item. So the DAC chip inside of here, we've got dual Cirrus Logic 43131 chips. We've also got an XMOS XU316. So it's got support for PCM 32-bit 768 kilohertz, DSD up to DSD 256, and in addition to that, we've got full MQA support and MQA CD. Not that anybody seems to care, but SMSL keeps implementing that functionality into their devices. I'm guessing, this is just a wild guess, but I'm guessing they may have purchased like a yearly or multiple years licensing agreement with them. So the first thing you probably notice is the bright orange volume slider on the right here, and it has a reasonably smooth action. By the way, the whole device feels pretty well put together for a little budget item. And then we've got two switches on the front. The first one here is the select output selector, so you can choose between headphone output and line output. The other switch is your high and low gain. Then we've got the power button. No need to explain that. Well, actually there is, because a long press will turn the unit on and off, where a short press will cycle between the different input options. And finally, we've got two headphone outputs, a single-ended 3.5mm and a balanced 4.4mm output there. Let's have a look at the back I/O section. There's our Bluetooth antenna. This supports, what is it, Bluetooth 5.1, but unfortunately it's only SBC codec, so there's no aptX, there's no LDAC or anything. There are two USB Type-C ports. One is a 5-volt power in, the other is a data in, but you only need to use one USB Type-C for that is sufficient to power the unit on. You only need the other one, I believe, if you are connecting this device to a smartphone. Next up, we've got an optical input, a coaxial input, and single-ended RCA outputs, so you can also hook this guy up to active speakers. And that about pretty much covers the build. Not too much to talk about, but let's come back to the front panel, and I will plug it in just so you can see what it looks like when it's powered on. You've got a little status LED here and a power one there. So now it is off in standby mode. Now it is powered on, and you can see these diagonal LEDs here. That's where you cycle through your various inputs, but the text is incredibly small, so it can be really hard to read. That's a bit of a design flaw in my opinion, but it's only a nitpick. It's nothing major. So let's talk power output real quick. Now, I wasn't able to find any official numbers on the output power for the headphone outs. The line out does 2 VRMS, I believe, but the headphones out, I couldn't find any specific numbers. But Having said that, I did test this with my Sennheiser HD650s and the FIO FT1 Pro planar, and this had more than enough power for both of those, although I was on high gain using the balanced output, but I was up to like maybe, I don't know, I wouldn't go over 80% for my normal use. So we've got some pretty decent output power there. Now, as for IEMs or in-ear monitors on low gain, yeah, nice quiet background, no hiss to my ears at least, so pretty clean. So really, considering how small this little thing is, it's quite versatile in the amount that you can do for it. Can quite happily act as pretty much an all-in-one desktop unit. But let's dive into the sound a little bit more. So sonically, there's nothing groundbreaking going on here. I mean, for the price, $109, you can't expect too much, but remember we do have dual Cirrus Logic CS43131 DAC chips in there, and they are great chips. We've had plenty of experience with those in the past. The DAC section is clean. It has a nice neutral signal with a smooth delivery. There's no harshness or digital glare. Now, it's not the richest or the most detailed DAC sounding DAC. Of course, it's not going to be as nuanced and dynamic as something higher end, but despite the price, it does have those dual DAC chips, and in addition to that, we've got some audiophile grade capacitors and resistors, along with an independent ultra low jitter clock crystal oscillator. To be honest, I don't know how they have all these features and manage to keep the price so low, but yeah, so nice, good, clean DAC signal, pretty straightforward sound. It just lets the music flow through without coloring it too much. The headphone output, like I said, is a pleasant surprise. It won't blow the doors off in terms of power, but it is clean, it is quiet, and it handles sensitive IEMs without any background hiss. It's not going to compete with end-game amps, obviously, but for casual listening or desktop use, it is more than serviceable. And I would also like to add that the unit never gets hot, no matter how long it's been turned on. So a lot of DACs will get quite warm, and if you're like me and you often leave the house and you forget to turn off your DAC, you can come back and literally cook an egg on the top of it. But this one just stays cool all the time. I like that. So I think for people on a budget or someone who's just starting out in the world of external DACs, this is a perfectly good starting point. There's really not much else to say. It works. It does what it says on the tin. It's a DAC. It does good. It's got great sample rate support. It's got the MQA. You've got your balanced and single-ended outs. You've got your RCA outputs. Everything that you need, really. I can't find any complaint except the size of the tiny little text there. Oh, and the fact that it only has SBC Bluetooth codec, unfortunately. But apart from that, this is a great little device, and it's just fantastic value for money. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, Par Family Audiophile style. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, I'll see you later.